closely for Gainesville, 441, a lot of commerce, a lot of business in there. The population gradually increases. You get out to the University of Florida, obviously that is a major population hub. It does look like right now that this particular storm cell, as I shift through our live radar products here for you, it does look like we're maybe beginning to ease the rotation a little bit. It looks like right here, the rotation indicated by Fox 35 Storm Tracker radar, right around Northeast 75th Street as we move out of Levy County, heading out toward northwestern Marion County. So you can see a little bit of rotation, what we call that gate-to-gate shear, rotating back around again, showing us the winds coming toward and away from weather radar. So that's that circulation right now. Hard to depict if we've got a funnel on the ground. Not seeing any indications of that. I'm in live conference right now with the National Weather Service in Jacksonville. They've issued this warned area. Again, this is Levy County right now, getting ready to move into northwestern portions of Marion County. So I want to give you a look at where this might be headed as we try to draw out a track. Sometimes the computer doesn't recognize very rural areas. Street level, yes, but with the very low populated areas here, we'll see if it can pick it on up. This is moving northeasterly at about 28 miles per hour. Now we'll drop it down and show you that area is right here as it leaves into northwestern Marion, southern Alachua County, County Road 346 over to West Williston Road. That could be the area that we find some of the stronger winds at this time. So as we survey that in pixel query, you can see the winds now coming in as they circulate around. It looks like probably gusting at around 25, maybe 30 within the core of this storm. Hard to say again if we are seeing an actual tornado on the ground. This has all been radar indicated. So it does look like right now, as we look at the warned polygon areas, it looks like Levy County right now may soon be cleared from this as we check our sources. So now in Levy County, you're in the clear. Looks like Marion, northwestern Marion, and southwestern Alachua County. This is the area of concern. This is the Marion County area here. This is, again, southern portions or southwestern portions of Alachua County, and this thing continues rolling along. Let's go back to the reflectivity. I just want to keep tabs on the very, very heavy rains now that are to the east of Archer. Williston, yay, we are in the clear in Williston now. You can see the rain rates there have really wrapped up. So those of you on County Highway 323 over to State Highway 121, you're looking good right now. Just some light rains around, right? They say it's good for the garden, right? So as we take a look north of that, you can see from Archer over to Gainesville to Micanopy, this is that next area of concern. And this is that area of concern now, staying on top of this movement. That is a critical key component in live storm tracking. Again, where this thing is ultimately going to go. We know where it's at now, but those of you downstream need to know about this. So northeast movement at around 20, cloud tops now down about 22, 23,000 feet. So we may be losing some of the intensity in this particular storm. The area now where we did have some of that rotation, clearly you can see it on the radar scan just north of Williston here, and that's moving along to the north-northeast. So those of you along 441 in Alachua County, and then also don't want to neglect what we're seeing in northwestern Marion County. You can see here that this is going to come skimming on by as we take it down the street level for you. Just want to adjust the camera. There we go. Perfect. And it does show us again what's happening here in terms again of the storm tracking components. So northeast 98th lane, this is northwestern Marion, this is southern sections of Alachua County. So just incredible rainfall rates right now. If you remember, we use our rainfall rate product about 5 minutes ago, and these heavy storms were dispatching some major rain. So let's go back in and take a look at who's got what. And I want to focal point in here at some of the heavier areas now, kind of in lead here of that area of possible circulation. I mean, we're seeing it on radar. It's a radar confirmed tornado warned area. So that's what we're dealing with. The heavy rain is of concern to me as we've got a lot of saturated ground up here and our sandy soils here in central and north central and south Florida, whole peninsula. You can only hold so much. Think of it like, you know, the initial burst of rain. It's like that water going through coffee grounds, you know what I mean? Eventually the coffee grounds, they can't hold any more water, so you start to get a little bit of a water rise. While we don't have any flood warned areas right now, it does look like we've got some extremely heavy rain. And we've also got the flood watch in effect now for Levy County, Florida here on the northwestern viewing area in our Fox 51 viewership. So as we take a closer look at who's got what, what now in the path of this storm. Still pretty rural areas, County Road 320, northwestern Marion County. Watching this closely if we do in fact see this begin to leach on over into southern Alachua, and I believe it is going to as it maintains some decent integrity. So those of you now at Kirkwood, there's 441 South Alachua County. Want to let you know this is coming your way. Want to stay on top of the movement here. Hail potential down now to about 20%. That's always a great thing, right? We've been talking hail this morning, the size of peas, maybe the size of a penny. It's there. There's a distinct threat of that as the upper levels of the atmosphere have been trending a little bit cooler overall, as they typically do, but especially so over the last couple of days. So sometimes these storms, as they reach real high to the atmosphere, they send the heavy rain and that hail down kind of in concert. So that's what we're dealing with now. Again, now as we lose the tornado warned area for Levy County, those of you there are in the clear right now. Also wanted to give a look at our debris detector, and I'm not seeing anything alarming right now. So that gives me a good idea as to maybe this funnel is still stuck up, if there is one, up there high in the clouds. This is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, and that is why the National Weather Service at Jacksonville has issued the tornado warning for Marion County, northwestern Marion, until 9 o'clock, and also Alachua County until 9 o'clock this morning as well. So as we take a look at what's happening, want to give you another overview of our Fox 35 Storm Tracker radar. Best in the biz here for you, and it looks as though those of you in the clear want to stay on top of that. Williston, you're looking A-OK. Bronson, you've got some moderate rain, and out toward Highway 19 as you work steadily toward the Gulf of Mexico. That now has also cleared itself up. So I'm just going to give you another little overview here. Orlando, fine. Live storm tracking continues, though, on the northwestern counties. Also seeing a few cells as you work steadily on down south in towards Spring Hill. So it's pretty active all across the area right now. It does look like, again, this particular storm is beginning to ease on up, but we still go with the notion that there could be that rotation. We've seen it. It doesn't look as defined as it was earlier when I spoke of it, almost like someone took a slice of pie, a little bit of notching in that particular cell. So right now, we'll go ahead and defer over to the velocity scan and let you know if we're seeing any of that rotation on the base velocity. And the good news here is that we've got pretty sporty winds approaching toward the radar site. So we'll go ahead and give a look here at what's happening within that as we show you again that rotation potential. So you've got some gusty winds in there as well. You can see around the 30-mile-per-hour mark. These are winds coming toward the radar site. So if anything, we're super breezy in that area. Rain might be going sideways right now. You're hearing that rip of thunder and lightning out there down to about 8 strikes. So that leads me to tell you that this particular cell is now beginning to ease on up a little bit. We'll see if they continue the tornado warned area now for northwestern Marion and Alachua County. Supposed to expire here in about 8 minutes time. So we'll continue our storm tracking efforts. You can see the wind now coming down to about 27 miles per hour, getting ready to leave out of Levy County and slipping into northwestern Marion and southern portions of Alachua County. So that's what we're dealing with, is all tied again to a tremendous complex of thunderstorms. Started setting up about 2:33 this morning. I'm watching the radar, a little bit of rotation, that eased. Lightning count went sky high. Dumped a ton of rain around Cedar Key and South Levy, and then maintained its integrity on the way in here. So that's what happened. Another look here showing us the rotation just about here. I'm going to take you down to that street level here and give you a look at what's happening as we've got that area now around Archer. That looks like that's freshening up in rotation possibilities, and that is of concern right now. So we show you this area here and this area here. So some pretty good winds within here along 27. Over toward the Adam area and County Road 241. So Archer, you're actually on the far western envelope of this entire area of circulation, and the very heavy rain does continue at this time. You can see it here. Let me cleanse that here for you and give you a look as we continue with the warned areas until about 9 o'clock or so. If you look out to our weather stem cameras, they're on the side of the screen. We call it the camera tree, and giving you a good idea of what's happening right now across Alachua County. Notice the Williston camera there on the side of the screen. Things easing on up, just some light rain over there. And as we look at the University of Florida, looks like rainfall rates are going to start freshening up in that particular portion of our Fox 51 viewing area. So again, as we see it now, and I've been talking for a long time, if you're joining us here on Fox 35's Good Day Orlando, I want to let you know the rain chances across the metro today, that's going to come on up to that range of 70 to 80% easily, primarily for the afternoon hours. Looks like heavy rain, cloud to ground lightning, the main threats. Hard to depict if we see severe weather like northern Florida's got this morning, but we'll be here live tracking for you through the core of the afternoon. But bottom line is we've got a tornado warned area right now. You can see it here playing out live on the TV screen. Northwestern Marion County until 9 o'clock, and also southern portions of Alachua County. It looks as though, again, as we look at it now, this heavy band of rain beginning to move into a little bit more of a populated area. I mentioned earlier a lot of business, a lot of commerce as you get to Gainesville, the Gainesville metro, right on down the spine here of 441. A lot of businesses within this corridor and down to Micanopy, Gainesville here. So all this riding up into your particular area, moving northeasterly now at about 22 miles per hour. So again, we talk about the cloud tops, been watching that closely. Right now, this is topped out about 21,000 feet. Still a pretty impressive storm. Can't deny that, but it's dropped down from limits or levels at about 36,000 feet. Sometimes that gives us a bit of a looking glass into the overall intensity of this particular storm. What I'm not finding is that signature notching, again, as I liken it to someone taking a slice of pie out of the side of that storm, that normally shows us that rotation. So that's good as that's eased on up. I do want to, again, address our rainfall rate now and take it down the street level tracking here for you, let you know who is under this core of extremely heavy rain. And as we take a look again, as we exit some pretty rural areas of Levy County, moving into northwestern Marion, if you are in the vicinity of West Williston Road, north of County Road 320, and then back out to 171st Place, that is where we have got some tremendous rain right now. And I'll tell you, thank goodness this is moving along, because dispatching from the bottom of this cloud, friends, rainfall rate per hour at about 3 to 5 inches. So we talk about the tropical connection to this. There isn't a storm or anything in the Gulf, but there's a pocket of low pressure, and all of us here in Florida are on the eastern side of that. So we are moisture loaded. At times it can spark some super intense storms, and sometimes they rotate. So that's what we've got going on right now. Give you another look here at the plain old weather radar. We'll clean that off for you, and just stay on top of this. You know, I mentioned earlier, and I'll say it again, one of the main aspects in live storm tracking is talking about the here, the now, but who's down the line? Who's gonna see the heavy rain? Who could possibly see maybe an expansion of this tornado warned area? That's up to the National Weather Service in Jacksonville, but right now it does look like the storm is beginning to ease on up. Another aspect, who's in the clear? You took a pounding near Williston. Yeah, you had the heavy rain. We know that. You had all the lightning. Looking a whole heck of a lot better, that is for sure. So right now, Micanopy on the far envelope here on the east side of this thing as it rides up. Do we see an expansion here of this polygon through here, maybe a little bit more toward the east? It looks like McIntosh, you're fine. Reddick, you're fine as we sink down and through Marion County along 441. It's this area here, north and west of Micanopy and just east of Archer, that has that signature area here. Very, very heavy rain. Lightning counts ease. That's always a great thing when we talk severe weather. That storm got really torqued up, right? Had some rotation, had some heavy rain, had a bunch of lightning. All these components are now easing. So that's some good news there as we look at it as a whole, right? As we track this thing for you. So as we see it now, those of you in Archer, your heavy rain, that picks up about a mile or two down to your east. And as we look out toward Micanopy and 441, it starts picking up there again. So again, we're on top of this for you. Go until 9 o'clock. We're about 2.5 minutes away. We'll see if this falls off. Don't be surprised if it does. Again, we're watching this closely here for you. Also want to address what's happening with our triple threat as we are tracking this core of hail now. And this is moving toward 441 in Alachua County. So you could see Wakahuta, Clinch, Kirkwood over to Tacoma. That's where we've got this big hail core right now. This is the area of concern with possible rotation. There's the updrafts. These white lines indicate the cloud to ground lightning strikes. As I kind of reorient the camera here, we're showing about 6, maybe 7 of them as this moves along. I want to give you a storm motion as well, about 22 miles per hour to the north and east. So we'll go ahead and live track this here for you. Hasn't been really picking up a lot of communities within these counties. used as there's just rural open pine areas, a lot of big pine forests, right? No one lives there, but we know there's a few folks out there, so we're dedicated on staying on top of this for you, especially now as we've developed this tremendous area of hail. But as this moves along here at 22 miles per hour, we'll go ahead and drop it at just that, at the northeasterly movement, and you can see this is destined now for areas around State Highway 25. Look in here, you see the Arredondo area over to Daysville. There's Gainesville. University of Florida Gators tucked in there, and then back over to Green Cove. So this is impressive as it's really maintained overall integrity and strength as it's been moving along. We're now about less than a minute out, and we're going to see if they cancel this. National Weather Service, I'm in contact here on our live weather chat. As the information comes out from the Weather Service Forecast Office in Jacksonville and Duval County, I dispatch that immediately to you. So we're riding this out together. Again, I want you to download that Fox 35 Storm Team weather app. Should power go out, I don't think it will in this particular situation. You can actually stream me and the Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist right there on your mobile device. So it's just another great tool, and our lightning alerts as well. And there's been a lot of that lately as we watch these storms rolling off the Gulf of Mexico. Cloud tops down to 20,000 feet now. Hail potential in that range of 20 to 30%. That's what we're watching right now. Looks like that core of hail is now gradually approaching 441, just kind of leaching on in. So without further ado, let's take you on down and see what we're dealing with as far as the roadways are concerned. You know, 441, a main artery featuring a lot of great businesses in Alachua County. Right now, though, we've got a heavy rainer and a heavy hailer, as I like to call them, moving into your area now. The hail stones have been measured out by Fox 35 Storm Tracker radar at roughly about the size of a pea or maybe a penny at max. Certainly can be destructive if your car's outside. Of course, could ding it up pretty good. But overall, again, we're watching this play out live for you right here on Fox 35's Good Day Orlando. So let me give you another look here as we check out the reflectivity, and it does look like we have ended the tornado warning for northwestern Marion and Alachua County. Boy, what a morning. Again, we're dedicated. We're concerned. We want to keep all safe, and I want you all to depend on us here in the Fox 35 Storm Team and the Weather Center here for you. Again, you'll find no better storm tracking anywhere else in town. We're committed to keeping all safe. We're going to go to a commercial break. I'm going to regroup, get back to the forecast for the day ahead and the next 7 days. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team.